Until November 19, 2025, media summarizes reports that the Russian armed forces had successfully breaks Ukraine's heavily fortified defense lines, finally infiltrating Seversk and establishing a presence in the private sector south and southeast of the town. Russian assault companies from the 3rd Guards Combined Arms Army were already in the town center, and clearing operations were continuing. This week, the Ministry of Defense reported the liberation of the Platonovka village by the 7th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade, thus depriving Ukraine of a vital supply route. Thus, the armed forces of Ukraine lost their only viable road westward, making the situation for Ukrainian troops in the town much more difficult. For Ukraine, rotations and ammunition resupply must now be carried out passing dirt roads, which will turn to mud as autumn approaches. In turn, footage from the southern outskirts of Seversk shows a group of Ukrainian soldiers caught in an ambush by Russian assault troops. However, those who survived were hit by FPV drone attack from this direction. This suggests that Russian UAV crews have approached the town and are actively working to force the Ukrainians out of low-lying airspace. By this point, it was clear the town would be surrounded, cutting off Ukraine's remaining supply routes. Russian troops stormed Kiev's strongholds dug into trenches on the Seversk outskirts. These fortifications were of strategic importance to the Ukrainian High Command, and they were determined to defend them. However, it was easy for the Russians. Soldiers threw explosives inside, forcing the fort's occupants to leave the dark room. At least 3 Ukrainian soldiers were pulled out of one of the dugouts and surrendered. In the town in Donetsk Oblast, Zelensky's forces experienced a stunning collapse, with Russia overcoming the first line of defense, initially capturing 20% of the town, and at the last minute making inroads into the town center. Kiev, distracted by Pokrovsk and Kupiansk, allowed Russian attacks on other parts of the front. This clearly demonstrated Ukraine's manpower shortage. The capture of Seversk would allow Russia to advance westward toward Lyman and Sloviansk in the future.